Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo. I am Olivia Owens and I am a member of the youth group. I extend a warm welcome to all this morning and a special welcome to those of you who are visiting or new to the church. If you are a newcomer, we welcome the opportunity to meet you and to tell you about our church and all its activities. There are always coffee and conversation in the parish hall after the service and friendly people who would like to talk to you. You can also sign up at our welcome table to get the newsletter electronically or pick up a copy there so you know what is going on. If you're a family here for the first time with children or youth, we welcome both you and your children. The younger will be going to their activities later in the service and the youth are here for the service. If your children would like to leave the service with the others, you can find out more in the Alliance Room. We also have a cozy nursery for the youngest ones if they would be more comfortable there. One of our ushers can explain how to get where you want to go. And of course, young folks are always welcome to stay here in the sanctuary for the entire worship service. Our theme today is, basically, we are all equal.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Francesca Doria and I'm a member of the youth group. Our theme this morning is, basically, we're all equal. Social equality is when all people within a society have the same status in certain respects. At the very least, social equality includes equal rights under the law, such as security, voting rights, freedom of speech and assembly, property rights, and equal access to social goods and services. It also includes equal opportunities and obligations. Social equality requires the absence of legally enforced social class boundaries and discrimination motivated by an inalienable part of a person's identity. For example, sex, gender, race, age, sexual orientation, and religion, to name a few. Unitarian Universalists have long been supporters of equality, as are the members of our youth group. On behalf of the youth group, I invite you to gather with us for a morning of worship.
Please rise in body or in spirit for the lighting of the chalice. The affirmation can be found on the first page of the order of service. We light our chalice to remind us to use our powers, to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve the spirit of freedom. In the freedom of truth and the spirit of love, we unite for the worship of the holy and the service of humanity. Thank you.
We invite all children and young at heart to join us for our story, The Starbelly Sneetches by Dr. Seuss.
Now the Starbelly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You may think such a thing wouldn't matter at all.
But because they had stars, and all the Starbelly Sneetches would brag, we're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking.
When the Starbelly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain belly children had none upon theirs.
When the Starbelly Sneetches had Frankenfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year.
Then one day, it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars.
My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen. My name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed. And my work is 100% guaranteed.
Then quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like the Starbelly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each."
Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside, and the big machine roared. It clonked and it bonked and it jerked and it burked, and it popped them about, but the thing really worked. When the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They really did. They had stars upon bars.
Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same, now you old snooty smarties, and now we can go to your Frankenfurter parties."
Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know, they all frowned, if which is what kind or the other way round?
Then came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who. That's perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches, and it will cost you $10 eaches."
Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean. What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like the Sneetches who have stars upon theirs. And that handy machine worked very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely.
Then with snoots in the air they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and let out a shout. "We know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are the Sneetches without."
Then, of course, those with stars got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star was now frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them to his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things got really into a horrible mess.
All the rest of that day, on those wild screaming beaches, the fixed-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither Plain Belly nor Star Bellies knew whether this one was that one, or what one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who.
Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They will never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch.
But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say, that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day, the day they decided the Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether one had one or not upon theirs. The end.
Okay, we're going to sing the children to their classes. So hymn number 413, Go Now in Peace.
Now in peace, go now in peace. Let us join our hearts and minds in a time of spoken prayer and unspoken contemplation. We hold in our thoughts and prayers today all those around the world and all in this congregation who are experiencing trouble and loss or celebrating in joy. Our love is with the family of Edmund and Kathleen Burke, as Ed's memorial service will be held here in the sanctuary at 2:00 p.m. today. Calissa Sissoko wishes caring thoughts for a co-worker who has recently passed. We welcome